Hello, everyone, and welcome to Unhitched or Dad Trying. I'm Cameron Carter, and with me, as always, is Lauren Need. Hello to you, Lauren.
Hello to Cameron.
Hello.
Howdy.
Oh,
Yeah.
how do you do?
You look great today.
I do. I spiked my hair up, and no gel. I'm going jealous. It's something new for me.
Well, I'm jealous.
Oh, and I'm gelling, by the way. I've been using some gel pads in my shoes, so.
Whoa, so you're gel full on your bottom.
Yes.
I mean, on the bottom of your feet.
I mean, I'm gel full on my bottom tush.
Oh,
I want to say two, and it came out tush.
I'm tushed. Well, this has started
I'm
off great.
tushed by this conversation we're having. This is weird. I think we're off to a wonderful start here.
Yeah.
Tell me, Lauren, how's it been going with you this week? What's been going on?
With me this week, I have been working hard, working hard, making that moony. And honestly, I've been I get really tired of saying this every week. I'm sorry I keep saying it, but been busy. It's the holiday season, so lots of Christmas parties, Christmas gift exchanges, Christmas cookies, other things, Christmas, which is what we're talking about this week, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course we are.
So it's been fun. I love Christmas. I am shamelessly obsessed with Christmas. I don't care. I'm not cynical. I'm not like, oh, don't listen to Christmas music till December 1st. Like, I could care less. Listen to it when you want. Listen to it in July. Whatever. It's your life.
Right.
I won't, because I'm not crazy, but you're allowed to. So I love Christmas and everything that goes with it. So I've been happy.
I know. And one of the best things that goes with Christmas is Star Wars. So by the time that this airs, I love it. We'll have already seen, both of us, because you're going to go see it.
Of course.
We'll have seen our Star Wars Rogue One. So much mystery surrounding this.
I know.
Well, I guess not so much. I guess at the end of the day, it's going to be a story about rebel spies stealing a secret Death Star plans, but...
Is it? You just told... I didn't know that.
Yep, now we know.
Okay.
That's... and there's some... we talked a little bit about my theory a couple weeks ago that these... spies are going to be maybe the Knights of Ren that were revealed in episode 8, and that's all. I love the very blank nods I'm getting from Lauren. I'm just filled with Christmas cheer and rogue cheer for this.
Knights of Ren.
I am just so stoked. I'm more excited about this movie than I have been for any movie that's ever come out, because it's new cast, new people, new stories.
Yeah.
It's like I'm about to get 5 new friends, and I don't know who they are, but I'm going to love them through it. Like, I don't know.
He's glowing. You are glowing.
I am cheek to cheek with a grin.
It's great. I'm happy for you. I'm excited.
I wish I cared about other things in my life with as much like glee as I did about this. I hate that I'm so happy about this. And
no, just sink in it. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just go down with it.
I know. Yeah. And I will go down with it. And it's really cool. Anyway, so excited for Rogue One, excited for Christmas. You get a whole week off. Going to go back to Houston for a little bit of it. I'm going to go, not that I'm crazy excited about Houston. I'm excited to see my family, don't get me wrong. Don't accuse me that I'm not, Lauren.
I would never.
But I'm also excited about just going down, hanging out with Amy's family. Always fun. I love going to San Antonio. I love hanging out with my family in Austin. Going to see some friends.
How many times do y'all go to the Alamo when you go to San Antonio?
I think it's 1 for 1. We always do.
Really?
You silly.
That makes me really happy.
No,
You're lying
silly.
to me.
I'm lying.
I
that would be cool. Like
I
wish
always
I was
remember the Alamo.
Good for you. You're supposed to. Doing as a good girl does and remembering that Alamo. We got to get on those people. No, I'm not going there. And she just got it.
Oh boy.
Moving on.
Okay. So you don't go to the Alamo every time. Shame on you.
No, we don't. We always make sure to get some good Tex-Mex, and we always make sure to get good coffee, but mostly just relaxing It's
You just described what you do in Dallas.
Absolutely.
Tex-Mex coffee and relaxing.
But it's like, it's our second home. It's our second city. I mean,
Okay.
sometimes I wish I lived in San Antonio. Oh, and by the way, this is a big reveal. We're going to move there. I thought I would do this on the podcast. We're going to be moving to San Antonio in 2 months.
Stop it.
Okay, I am.
You turd.
I'm joking.
Okay, good. Oh my gosh. I just cried a little in my. Oh gosh.
Gotcha. And that's a classic Cam Gotcha, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh. I'm not even sure how to proceed.
That's okay. We'll edit some of this out.
So
It's our favorite line for this podcast.
I know, that's what we always say. So you're pumped about your Christmas. Well, actually, that's what we're talking about today, which is Christmas, but more specifically Christmas movies.
Right.
Yeah. Because as you know, the point of this podcast is to compare our lives, you as a married father and me as a single female.
Yeah, I know that.
And decide who is better.
Mm-hmm.
So get ready, because I'm bringing it today.
Really?
Yeah.
I know that this... there's something about you that just naturally, when a person meets you, like, let's say I'm meeting you for the first time, I would probably walk away from our conversation and be like, I bet that girl really likes Christmas. Like, really likes it.
I do give that off, don't
yeah.
I? I like smell like holly,
Right.
or
And
like,
it's not just the holly in your hair, the garland you wear throughout the year.
or my I love Christmas sweater I wear in all year round.
Do you actually have...
I have a tank top that says I still love Christmas even though it's hot outside, and then I have a sweater that I wear in February that says, "Ugh, I wish Christmas was actually tomorrow."
Yeah. Your kind of classic wardrobe.
And it says
Three
on
seconds.
it.
Let me explain.
Okay.
3 seconds, I thought you were legitimately telling me the truth about the Christmas sweater. And then I caught on. I knew you were joking about that tank top. But for 3 seconds, I thought you did have a I love Christmas, whatever sweater. I wasn't listening. That should be a theme. I love that half of this podcast is talking about what we should be talking about. That should be is just not listening to anyone. That should be a subject. No?
No, I don't like that.
Okay, that's fine. We won't do that. That's
Good.
fine, Lauren. Well, I'm going to go ahead and why don't we jump into our topic thunder for the week?
Okay.
And we're back.
Cameron, I want you to go first this
I
week.
will. So this week, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, we watched 2 Christmas specials. Christmas, to give you the backstory, I think we talked about this at the beginning of the week, what we should do. I think there's so many traditions to do during the holidays that, one, I didn't want to just say, let's just have, rate and review Christmas.
It's too big.
There's so many aspects of it. There's driving around seeing lights. There's holiday meals. There's Christmas parties. And then there's like the things you do at home, decorating, drinking eggnog, and all that fun
Crying
stuff.
into your pillow.
Crying into your pillow. Just because
Because you're alone.
you're alone.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone smile so much after saying something
You're
like that.
all alone. It's me and my pillow. And my Christmas tank top.
Yeah, that actually... never mind. I didn't have anything there. I'm thinking about how funny this will actually be. I like that I turned over here. I don't want it to be... This will actually be funny when I edit it, because one of the things you just said there, it's going to be funny. Where was it going?
You were naming Christmas things.
Yes.
And we were saying it's too big.
Yeah. So like I was saying, there's a lot of things, but one of my favorite things during the holidays are the classic holiday movies.
Mm-hmm.
The movies that, if they didn't have the element or theme of Christmas behind them, would be awful movies I would never want to watch, but because they're Christmassy, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we went through your... I actually want to ask you again, what are your top 5 Christmas movies of all time?
of all time, like if I could only watch 5 Christmas movies for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
what would those 5 be?
That's,
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's another good way of asking it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So it would be ones I could watch over and over again. It would be White Christmas, Bridget Jones' Diary. I consider that a Christmas
I know.
movie.
I talked to Amy about this yesterday. I'm surprised that can. You have those movies like Home Alone's one of those. Just the element of Christmas is behind it,
but it's not really about Christmas.
right? And you can watch it year round.
Yeah.
sure.
But yeah, Bridget Jones' Diary, it
Right.
starts at Christmas and ends at Christmas. So to me,
That counts.
it's Christmassy. Another one would be The Santa Claus. And
Santa Claus 1.
yes, only.
Yes.
The Family
really
Stone.
need to make that distinction.
Yes. The Family Stone. A lot of people don't consider that the best movie. I really like it. And then the 5th Christmas movie I could watch over and over again all year long would be... Oh, this is hard.
Does it start with an E and end with a wolf?
Oh, yeah, Elf.
Yeah.
Good, thank you. That's really good.
Man, I've never seen something click so well in your mind. So I'll start my list. Mine starts with Elf. Absolutely. It goes Elf, Muppet Christmas Carol, classic. Home Alone, Home Alone 2.
Oh.
And I don't want to say it, but it did bring me a lot of laughs growing up, was Frosty the Snowman. I really like the cartoon.
Animated Frosty the Snowman.
The original.
Oh, wow.
And actually, can I scratch that?
No.
I think, okay.
Yes, you can. You can have a
Charlie Brown Christmas.
runner-up.
No?
I'm
How do you feel about this? You're
you
giving
can
me...
tell by my confused shake of the head. I don't.
Really? Why not?
It's.
Nothing's more classic.
I like it. It's comforting to me the way like chicken soup is comforting to me, but I would never crave chicken soup.
Right.
You
I
know.
get that.
But it's also chicken soup, and you give it to me, I'm
Right.
enjoying it. But if you were to say, Lauren, what do you want for dinner? I would never say chicken soup.
Right. So, if you're sick and you're like, what holiday special do you want to watch today? You're going to say
Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown Christmas
Right, but
special.
only if I'm sick.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think one of the main reasons why that makes the list is really kind of at the end of the day is the classic holiday music.
Yes, it's
by
very
Vince
good
Guardelli, the Chocolate Man.
This is the second time we've mentioned Mr. Girardelli on this
Girardelli,
podcast.
sure. We'll never actually know his full right name.
Yeah, he makes the chocolate in San Francisco.
Well, Vinny Guardelli.
Vinny. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Isn't
what
he
they
the
call
brother of the guy? Isn't he the guy from Entourage?
Yeah, well, he's a cousin of someone. I don't
My
know.
cousin Vinny? Yeah, he's a lawyer.
That's true. Anyway, so that's my list. That's my 5. But strangely enough, did not watch those movies.
Oh.
We saw in one of the ones that I wanted to try out for a while that I've never actually fully sat through. The Star Wars Christmas special. I was covering both grounds here.
Yeah.
It's that time, and nothing has turned me more off to Star Wars than that special.
You watched it for the first time and you were disappointed.
First time all the way through. I have tried this before, and for the listener out there, and if we ever get our website up and running, we'll put this on there. It's free on YouTube.
Is it called the Star Wars Christmas
The Star Wars
special?
Holiday Special.
Okay.
And to kind of get into this, we watched this one night, and I wasn't even thinking about letting this be. I was just curious because I know this existed. This is out there in the world, and it's very mystical. This got released on CBS. I think in the early '80s. It was very out there. I don't know if even George Lucas was. I don't think George Lucas was directing this by any means, but it's very much an early '80s special, and you can kind of tell some of the versions online. Actually, side note, they've actually tried to. George Lucas wants to destroy every copy of this. He is appalled by George Lucas, the guy that created Jar Jar
This
Binks.
makes you want to watch it even more.
I know it's so out there that he if he had his true wish, he would spend money to get rid of every copy. But because it bounces around on the internet so much, there's no way it will ever die.
I love that.
I know, and so it starts out really weird. The very basic premise is it's centered on Chewie and his family, the Wookiees. Yeah, and it takes place on Kashyyyk, but that's the name of the planet where he's from. But they call it something weird. They call it Kashyyyk or something, or I don't know. And it's him and Han Solo trying to get home for the holidays, but
Aw.
they don't celebrate Christmas on Kashyyyk.
What do they celebrate?
They celebrate Life Day.
That's what it's called?
Yep.
Oh, I've already lost it.
Oh, in looking back at this, there's not a single element of Christmas to it. It for all I know, it could be like Earth Day or Arbor Day, or Labor Day. Sure,
Yeah.
Like there's nothing Christmassy about it other than Chewie wants to be home for it, and so like you have these weird cameos from all the original cast, from not Han Solo,
Hanson?
no, Harrison Ford. Sorry, almost said Hand Ford. You might as well go by that. And then Mark Hamill is Luke Skywalker and Carrie Fisher.
They have cameos?
Oh yeah, well they're all there, and it's weird because it
Wow.
centers on this really creepy. Chewie looks perfectly normal, looks cuddly, right? But his family, the costumes, the outfits they gave this family are nightmarish. I think Mala is Chewie's wife, which of course they never mention, in any of the Star Wars that Chewie's married. And
Yeah, that makes me think he's like a horrible, like he's left his wife.
I know they don't ever touch on it, and if this is canonical, which I'm very curious if it is now, it's really messed up.
Can you explain what that word is?
Yes. So if you can put a ball in it and light a fuse and shoot it out, then something is canonical.
Okay.
Canonical. Get it? See what I'm doing?
Yes.
It's a joke.
But I don't know what
No.
the word means, so I
like
really
if
thought...
something you get the
I thought that's what it meant.
No, it's funny because I honestly didn't know what this word meant until people were talking to me till the whole Force Awakens. I hate that I keep talking about it. Until the Force Awakens was being released on the internet, the big question was, okay, then are any of these old comics or books or any, like, what's canon? And with Disney purchasing the whole Star Wars enterprise, they said, oh, no, scrap all the things that are what is called the extended universe. And take notes if you feel free to. Scrap everything in the EU, extended universe, because we want to create our own stories based off the main 6 movies. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Mm-hmm. We're going to create things off of here, and then we're going to create episodes 7, 8, 9 with these other one story movies like our Rogue One that's about to come out. Everything else other than that and the Clone Wars cartoon and Star Wars Rebel cartoons
And what about
is scrapped.
the Ewok Adventures?
Scrapped, which I used to love. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
With Wicket.
Those are called canon.
Well, those anything that is a part of the story, and this isn't just Star Wars or it's everything. If it's a part of the story, it's canonical.
Oh, if it's a part of the story, it's
Part of the main story.
I
right.
see. Okay.
There you go. Fun
Oh, thank you.
word for the week.
I love how you said that thinking the world knew what that word meant.
Well, that's just me being an a-hole. It's canonical. Do you get it?
Do you
know
get
what-
it?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't.
You don't. Let me explain. Let me take 4 minutes of a podcast and explain this to you.
You dumb.
Yeah, dummy. So anyway, getting back to the overall story, what is really uncomfortable is, the Imperials, the Empire, are trying to track down Han and Chewie because, they're sabotaging everything, blowing up the Death Star. They know Luke, and so they're trying to they basically kind of hold Chewie's family hostage. And it's really weird. They're holding hostage this weird, creepy family. And this is an hour and a half long, mind you. The special itself, the core of the special, plus all these commercials, makes it almost like a 2-hour long special.
So do they have the old commercials on the
Yes,
YouTube?
and that's one of my favorite parts of this.
I want to watch it even more now.
Oh, so many cars that you're just like car commercials that you're like, that looks like, I know there's a brand new car that hasn't even been out, but that looks like a crappy car. Or like, it's always interesting seeing all these commercials. That's actually one of my favorite parts. When it would go to commercial, I was like, yes. But other than that, one of the things that I've noticed about the movie, so the Wookiees are creepy. They have like weird human eyes, and like the first half of the movie is just scrappy. I think maybe that's Scooby's nephew. I don't know. His son, Chewbacca's son, is like playing around, and I realized that at the end of this, it's like half of the movie is like camera shots of his son like having playtime and like watching weird circus holograms play, or like his mom watching a weird cooking show, and it has all these stars from the 80s that I don't even know their names. They were like popular during their time and comedians, and so they're giving off their own brand of humor, and so it's messing with the tone of this special, and it's just weird.
So I'm supposed to believe that a female Wookiee watches cooking shows?
Right, just like a common like Martha Stewart cooking show.
I've never seen
Julia
a
Childs.
single character on Star Wars like cook a meal, except for Rey in the last one where she pours water on that goop. And I'm supposed to believe a Wookiee...
Her quarter portion, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. Was she wearing an apron?
No. Yeah. Well, yes.
I
she
knew it.
was.
I knew it. Okay.
She was
yeah.
wearing it.
Wow.
Oh, it's just like it's like picture a
don't wanna get her
1980s
fur
home
dirty.
in a tree, and that's
Okay. So they really didn't use their imagination too much.
absolutely not. There's zero imagination.
They
to
just
this.
took like the normal like female stereotypes and turned
Oh,
them
yeah.
into a hairy female stereotype.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And then they have a grandfather that lives with them in the home. The grandfather is very perverted. One of the part of 20 minutes of it is the local shopkeep that's kind of looking out for them is actually a human that lives on Kashyyyk, and he's very racist, as he turns out. He's like, the
Racist
Imperials,
towards what?
yeah, well, the Imperials come into his shop and say, what do you got here? And he's like, I just got some dumb stuff here that the Wookiees buy. They love all this dumb stuff. They're so dumb. And like, it was really like
Specious.
yeah, specious. And the Imperials are like, yeah, whatever. And so he eventually goes home after the Imperials have left their Wookiee home, and he like goes up to the grandfather. He's giving Mala, the mom, like, here's some stuff for your cooking, and gives the kid a gift. And he goes over to the grandfather, and he's like, how are you doing? Oh, Scrappy. I think the grandfather's name is Scrappy. And he like nudges him, and I got something for you too. And he's like, oh, a certain special something. And he like nudges him, and he gives him this like DVD or tape cassette, whatever. And the grandfather, which is the creepiest looking one, puts it in, turns it on, and it's like this kind of like very I don't know if it's Tina Turner, it's someone, an actual star singer, and is singing this very like sexualized, very very sexualized song for
Wookiees?
for this old Wookiee, and she's a human, and it was just unsettling, and it lasts for 10 minutes. And it's just like using his names like, hey, Scrappy, like how, or I don't even know.
I'm uncomfortable. I can't look at you right now when you do sexy Tina Turner voice.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna look over here.
Yeah, that's fine. At the end of the day, very uncomfortable, just mess of a holiday show. It's not even Christmassy, but that was. So I couldn't just leave it for Amy and I. Amy went to bed. Amy was just so done with it. I don't blame her. But I didn't feel fulfilled because it wasn't even Christmassy.
Right. It was new day, new life.
New Life Day.
New Life Day.
But the second one we watched, which I not that big a fan of, you mentioned it, one of your top 5, White Christmas. But at the end of the day, that's not really even Christmassy.
I would agree with you.
It's very wintry. I forgot about that.
It's all about snow
and
show tunes, and then at the end there's a tree.
Could not have put it better.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Never mind.
Still one of my top favorites.
It's a good movie. The plot, I should not be looking at it from the plot. This is why I say holiday movies, you remove the Christmas element, it's going to be a crappy movie.
Yeah.
Here's
okay.
The plot, sorry. One of my favorite things about it is towards the end, so one of the big beefs between, is it Buddy... Bing Crosby and one of the
Rosemary Clooney,
right? Who's, I think her nephew is George Clooney.
Indeed.
They have a miscommunication. The only conflict is based off of miscommunication, where she thought that Wallace, which I think is his name in the movie,
yes,
and his partner's name is
Davis.
It's not Gromit. Oh, never
no.
mind. Davis and Wallace. Yeah. Bing Crosby's Davis, right? I could be wrong. Anyway, it doesn't matter. One of the weirdest things was that he wanted to basically, long story short, they are in army at the beginning of the movie. They really have a weird obsession with their general.
It's not weird. It's beautiful.
They love him.
They'll follow the old man wherever he wants to go. As long as he wants to go opposite to the foe.
Right.
Yes.
He just, does that not make you uncomfortable? No, how much they're obsessed with him that they decide to move their whole production to the town where this general retires and
No.
Really?
No. I think it's endearing because we don't know what it's like to go through war.
Right.
I think that there's a bonding that happens. And I think that when you have a really good leader, you really will do anything for that leader, especially when that leader has kept you alive in time of battle.
That's true.
I think if it was just a friend mentor, that'd be weird. But the fact that he was their general during battle, I think it makes sense.
But think about it. At the beginning of the movie, he didn't know who they were. They were putting on this Christmas production. He walks up and he's like, "What's going on here?" And he's like, "Who are you? And who are you?" And they "We're so-and-so and so-and-so." And they he didn't even know who they were. He didn't even kind of care at the end of the day.
Well, he didn't know who Davis was because he was just a private.
Oh, that might be true.
Private Davis, sir.
If you realize how much he looks like, Davis is kind of for that time, their version of Kramer.
Yeah, yes, I would agree with you.
He has so many mannerisms that I'm thinking this is kind of Kramer, and this is if you take Seinfeld, you wind it back 50 years, not 50, probably 40, I don't know the time.
Yeah, about 40.
It kind of felt like I was watching a weird musical Seinfeld episode with a little bit of Christmas sprinkled in. I know, weird way of describing it. But the weirdest thing about the movie is the conflict. The main conflict, the only drama in the movie is the miscommunication where Clooney is basically thinking, oh, he's going to exploit the general and he brought his whole production here to Vermont to put on a show to help the end. But at the end of the day, he's really just going to make a joke out of the general and bring him on the show and kind of make fun of him and exploit him. And then she gets all flustered, never really communicates this to the main character, and runs off to New York, and he's got to chase her down, and they never clarify anything.
I know.
It's so frustrating.
See, I would agree if I haven't seen the movie. I've seen this movie probably 200 times in my life.
That's a lot.
A lot. I watched it at least 5 times every season.
Oh.
And sometimes when it's off season,
Is that true, or is that really true?
Yes. I've watched it 3 times already.
You and my mom would just really get along.
I could use more friends to watch White Christmas with, so when your mom's in town, we can watch
could
it
too.
together.
Yep.
So there you go. I love that movie. So I get what you're saying. That is frustrating. It's like an episode of Three's Company where there is no problem. It's just people are misunderstanding each other.
It's a movie about nothing.
Yes. But it's not. No, they help
I think it
the
is.
general. They help the general.
Yes.
At the end of the day. Anyway, I'm getting emotional about this because White Christmas is.
I know, but at the end the only thing Christmassy is at the end of the whole thing, less than 4 minutes, they sing a song about having a white Christmas
with a tree
in the background
and children ballerinas.
And when the weird part is towards the end of the day, Bing Crosby's dressed up like Santa. He's about to go on. He's about to have all these kids, and he's like, "Well, y'all raise those candles up nice and high for me." And it's like, "You there? Can you sing? Give me a note." And the kid's like, "Do."
No, he's like, "Do."
There you go. Hey, there you go. Perfect example. We talked about this on last week's podcast. You got that child voice. You're going to go into
I do
voice acting. You do a great job of that.
Thank you.
But yeah, the kid was why was he doing that? It frustrates me. I thought about it for an hour after.
Because he never actually sang out there?
Right. Have y'all never rehearsed this? And did that kid have a solo? Why were you testing this one kid? It kind of sounds condescending looking back. can y'all even sing? You there, Squirt? Can you even give me a note? But they have this whole beautiful production. The kids are singing different octaves, and the kids sound great, and everyone in that room sounds great. It's
I've never heard someone be upset by this one part. I think it's weird.
Hey, at the end is just that one part, but at the end, everyone in the room singing, White Christmas. They open the barn doors to the place and snowing outside, which is really weird that it's only just now snowed this first time in Vermont on Christmas Eve.
Well, that's the point. It hadn't snowed, and that's why the general was losing money, because it was a ski lodge.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah. And so
my mistake.
That's why it was so amazing. It was a Christmas miracle. And so then they're like, it's snowing, yeah.
Like a Festivus miracle.
Yes.
Anyway, it's 1-for-1 copy of Seinfeld
Bingo.
Christmas special. But yeah, I had some nog. We got some cookies, and baby was asleep.
Naan, like Indian bread?
Yeah, naan.
Oh.
Like egg naan. And cookies. There's a bread heavy snack.
You
for
wrapped
the movie.
the cookie in naan, dipped in all hummus.
Yeah.
And
We got that. No, but all jokes aside, I must be serious about this. We had the Promised Land eggnog.
oh,
Yeah. Anyway,
is that what you offered me earlier? Promised Land?
I
eggnog?
did, and you turned me down.
I didn't know it was Promised Land.
It is. Yeah. We don't mess around with that stuff.
No.
That's been one of our traditions growing up. My dad, at least like 3 times every Christmas season, we would have one night, block it all out. He would go buy like 3 or 4 things of cookies and just give us this like really good eggnog, and he would go spice it with his nutmeg, spike it with some,
Spike it with some liquor.
who knows? Maybe that's why I enjoyed these movies so much.
Maybe.
Never knew, but I had a blast. I really did like
watching
it.
your Christmas movies.
Oh yeah, all the plot holes aside for these 2 films, just to be relaxed. The Christmas lights are on in the living room. We got some Christmas decorations up. It felt very nice and cozy.
Good.
I really liked it.
Good. Well, don't tell me your rating yet. That's later.
I shan't. But I know I'm about to open the floodgate. I want to hear it. Tell me everything, Lauren. Tell me.
You bet your bippy I'll tell you everything.
My bippy, sure.
Give me that bippy. I love Christmas. I already said, wear my tank top and my sweater. And this year, I actually set aside a whole Saturday to watch Christmas movies. It was important to me, because I have been going 80 miles an hour every single day.
Some would say you're busy.
Too busy. Yeah, I'm getting tired of hearing myself say it, but I sectioned this day off to just literally enjoy Christmas.
Yeah.
Not go Christmas shopping, not feel like I had to check something off my list, but just sit and soak in the fun holiday season. And it was the best thing I've ever done, as far as keeping my sanity goes. So I literally I texted some people and I said, I don't know what you're doing, but if you're not doing anything, I will literally be parking it on the couch all day long if you want to come hang out with me.
Parking it?
Parking it.
Parkouring on the couch.
No, not parkouring.
Oh, okay.
The opposite of that. And I was true to my word.
Sorry.
I didn't do anything. I sat there and actually did some Christmas crafts. So I did do something with some roommates, my roommates, Lauren and Cece. We did Christmas
Not just
crafts.
anyone's roommates, your roommates.
My roommates. And Liz was there. Our friend Liz came over and we literally sat there and watched movie after movie and sang an Angela over there too. And it was just a fun girls' day full of Christmas movies. We watched, to start, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the claymation version.
Yeah, that's the only version as far as I'm concerned.
Of course. I love claymation. Can I just confess that? I love it.
Are you a serial killer?
No, I love it. I don't know what it is about claymation.
So can I stop you there and ask you, how do you feel about Gumby?
I like Gumby. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
It creeps me out.
Really? See, a lot of people feel that way. I find it fascinating. I love claymation.
I don't know what it is.
I love it. I love... So Rudolph was great. My favorite part is when Clarice tells him he's cute and he gets so excited.
He gets all nasally.
And he has the thing over his nose and he goes, I'm cute! I'm cute! It's my favorite part. It's so simple. It's so simple, but I love it. And I love when Herbie, is it Kirby?
Hermes.
No.
No, that's Futurama.
Kirby, the elf who wants to be a dentist.
I don't think that's right, but go ahead.
I think so. Kirby doesn't like to make toys. Kirby doesn't like to make toys.
You're right.
Yeah, I love that. So anyway,
I want to be a dentist.
dentist.
I love the big reveal.
What?
Get out of here.
It's the best. Okay, so we watched that, and we watched the Santa Claus, the first one,
Right.
and no matter how many times I see it, I still find that movie absolutely hilarious. I think Tim Allen is so funny. And
Do you still think he's funny, though?
I still think he's funny.
Ooh,
I still
very
do.
controversial these days.
Oh, I think he's hilarious. When I watch the Santa Claus, it takes me back to being like 8 or 9. And just when they go to the North Pole, it's still the most magical version of the North Pole ever.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's because it was before a lot of things were done on green screen, and they literally, it's like they built a North Pole.
Oh, that set is crazy.
It's so cool.
All those different like rooms and like the stained glass and all of it.
Yeah.
Like, I just remember there's a scene where there's like a ballroom and like you just see them like
Yes,
I
and the
don't know,
ball's
like,
floating
that looks-
around. And
another favorite moment out of that.
yes.
My favorite moment on this, I love this. I'm going to stop you here. Is the part where is very simple.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Please
Go on.
continue.
Is it when the puppets are in the room?
Yes.
Yes. When the puppets and they're hitting each other, and he drops his pants,
Yes.
and they go ah.
Nothing funnier for a kid. Absolutely nothing funnier. And it's still funny to this day.
It's still funny. We rewound it and watched it again. We were laughing so hard.
I know. Well, it's hard to watch. Oh, so I will say it's harder to watch because you like they really kind of get into the family drama. Like that's a very heavy movie if you remove the Christmas element.
It really is, with the custody battle.
Yeah.
And I mean, we had some tears at my apartment because I mean, there's some of my friends have gone through their parents getting divorced, and like watching that, it like brings back memories. And it was it was interesting. I mean, my parents are still together, so I don't really truly understand how traumatizing that is, you know, to be like this has got serious.
Well, yeah.
But it's sad. Anyway.
No, it's just the tone is just really weird if you take away. I mean, but it's good to have a little Christmas magic, you know. I love how this day and age you can't really release a movie like that because towards the end, without question, you would just be so anti Santa Claus because he would be a creep that's he abducted a kid.
He did his own, yeah.
Yep.
He did. But you know, I think so. This is like this movie is one that all my friends love too, and there's something that if you are a female between the ages of like 24 and 29, because this movie came out when if you were in that age range, like you were really excited about this movie.
Right.
There's an elf in the movie that almost every girl I've ever spoken to has had a crush on. And it's not Bernard.
It's not Bernard?
No, absolutely not. It is the elf that's in charge of the flying elves.
Yes, I knew.
And he's so cool. And he comes and gets Charlie off the roof, and he's like, "Hey, we find we can get around faster if we fly."
Oh yeah, he was high.
No, and he's
We're
like,
elves with attitude.
Yes, elves with attitude. And oh my gosh, all my friends all had a crush on him, and we like talked about it as we were
he was
older.
Some punk that's how I saw him growing up.
He's a bad boy. He was a bad boy elf, and let me tell you, every girl I know who's between those ages all had a crush on that elf.
What was his name? I kind of want to look him up.
I don't think he
right
even
now.
had a name. He didn't even have a name.
I really want to look up his picture right now. Keep going though.
I have
I'm
a picture
curious.
on my Instagram.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's I took a screenshot like 2 years ago because I was watching it and remembering these feelings I once had.
Wow, that came up. I typed in elves with a W, and immediately Google pops up elves with attitude actor.
See, this is a real thing. It's like girls love this guy,
and his name is Kenny Vadas.
Well, it's ruined now.
His
name's
sorry.
Kenny.
He is a Canadian.
Oh, I like him
Yeah,
again.
check this out. So, man, they're really pushing this Wikipedia campaign lately. I should donate. Ken Kenny Vadas, born 1981, Canadian actor, now living in Toronto. It's a pretty cool dude. I mean,
Is he single?
Let's let me see.
While you look that up,
He's yeah, check him out. He's actually a pretty handsome guy these days. Yeah, well, good for
he's so
him.
cute.
Man,
Kenny.
so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Good for
Oh
him.
gosh. Okay. So yeah, that was.
He looks like Josh Groban.
I do like Josh Groban.
Yeah, can't argue there. Speaking
Yeah.
of Christmas,
Yeah.
there ain't no Christmas without Joshy.
Oh no. Okay, so after Santa Claus,
Yeah.
we watched White Christmas. Won't go into that again. We've already talked about that.
Yeah.
And then we watched The Grinch, but I didn't really get to watch The Grinch at this point because it was like getting ready for the party time because we were having people over. The Grinch is fantastic. I find it
Grinch Who
absolutely
Stole
hilarious.
Christmas cartoon or
No, Jim Carrey version.
Yeah.
Some people hate on it. I don't understand that. I think it's absolutely hilarious.
It could be a little nightmarish seeing that, like an actual something from the imagination of Dr. Seuss put into real life. It can be a little uncomfortable. It's like Tim Burton-esque. Wait, did Tim Burton direct that or am I crazy?
I have no idea. I don't
I don't
so.
know.
No, I love it though. I think it's absolutely hilarious. Like Jim Carrey in that movie, when he's in his little cave dwelling and his little one-liners and his jokes, I think it's one of the funniest Jim Carrey movies.
Really?
I really do. His little, like, when he's eating glass and he's like, am I eating because I'm bored? Like, it's just so funny. He's so funny. So Jim Carrey, if you're listening, well done. Still, I still really enjoy that.
Hey, that's one, hats off to Jim Carrey. Carrey?
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, seriously, hats off to him. He's not so big anymore. Ooh. Phone all right? Phone check.
Shoot.
Oh. It's fine.
Good.
And that was Is My Phone Okay segment. He's doing well. He did well. So, I don't know. I hope he comes back sooner than later. I do miss him.
I think he's one of the greats. Ace Ventura, 1 and 2. Two of the
Still holds up.
They're two of the funniest movies.
Yep.
And Liar Liar. I'm sorry. Liar Liar, The Grinch, Ace Ventura 1 and 2. Like,
Yes Man?
I am rolling. Not a big fan of Yes
really,
Man.
that's my
No.
favorite.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Huh.
It really just stuck with me.
I've only seen it once and I was like, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
That's fine.
We can have a Jim Carrey marathon soon.
Yeah, but we can't be friends.
No, we won't agree. The next movie we watched was Home Alone. And again, I didn't really watch this one too closely because my house was full of people and I was a little distracted. But it's a great one. Surprisingly, if you ask people in Ireland what their favorite Christmas movie is, almost every single one of them says Home Alone.
Really?
Isn't that
Why do you
weird?
think that is?
I truly don't know. I asked them because in my head, I never considered it a Christmas movie until they told me it was.
It's kind of a Christmas movie. I mean, this family was very well off if you think about it. Maybe it's just like they're the perfect embodiment of like everything, I guess, your average American. Like, they had a huge house, huge family.
They went to Paris.
They went to Paris. Like, they paid for it. Like, they had so much at their disposal. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that would be cool to live in that house.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. It embodies America at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Wealthy,
upper middle class America.
Right.
And I think that maybe that is why the Irish people loved it. Because there's something very...
they're so poor.
No. Just the way like
Even
Americans love like Love Actually.
Yeah.
And like me, Bridget Jones' Diary,
That's
because
the
it's
perfect-
British.
Yes. I think you nailed it right
Yeah.
there. That's probably exactly Amy, obsessed with Love Actually.
I do love that movie.
I mean, Amy's two big ones were some that you mentioned, Love Actually and Bridget Jones, which at the end of the day, like I said, it's one of those in the category of a movie with some Christmas sprinkled in.
No, Love Actually is pretty much like is Christmas though. It is like Christmas through and through.
I've never seen it.
You expect your wife to watch Star Wars Holiday Special, yet you have not sat and
left.
watched
She
Love
left
Actually
early.
with her.
That's fine.
This is a travesty.
But is it good?
It's great. It's great. Oh, I can't work under these conditions. Under this
And that's how the podcast ended.
gross misrepresentation of Love Actually. Anyway, so that was my Christmas movie marathon day, and it was actually really fun. Like I said, we did some Christmas crafts during it, and funny enough, my roommate, my sweet roommate Cece, spent, and my friend Sang and Angela, the three of them spent time creating this kind of banner with these felt snowflakes and stars on it, and it was really beautiful. It was like blue and white, very like icy Christmassy.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And it was like they spent all this time doing it and like sewing things together and stuffing it with stuffing. And then as we were it was up, and we were standing around at the party, and everyone's laughing, talking, having a good time. I look up at these stars and I realize
one of them
those are stars of David.
Right.
Those. I looked at it and I was like, this is a Hanukkah banner.
I may or may not have mentioned this to someone else. Well, I don't know if it was a holiday party, right? Or is it a Christmas party?
It was a Christmas party.
I thought that was, I immediately was thinking like, is one of your roommates Jewish? Like I couldn't, so I noticed. If you think that no one noticed, I noticed.
You know, and it brought me, I was in the middle of the party. I was like, Cece, those are stars of David. She was like, what? And we're talking, we worked on this banner. I watched them work on it for hours during the day, and none of us noticed. Mm-hmm. And, you know, nothing against Hanukkah. Hanukkah's cool, but, like, we're not Jewish. So the fact that we had this, like, Hanukkah banner up in the middle of our Christmas party, it really tickled me.
Speaking of, just a little critique to those who worked on the banner. A little heavy on the stuffing in those things. You probably could have scaled it back just a little bit.
They were too fat for you? Is that what you're saying?
They were a little plump with holiday cheer.
They put on a little holiday pounds,
they
just
did
like all of us will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think we both had a stellar week. Let's jump into our rating system.
Agreed. You go first, please.
Okay, so I think, like I said, it was great. Once I got over the content of what we're watching, at the end of the day, I'm talking like, you know, being a married dad, like I'm on the cusp of really getting into Christmases again. Like people say when you become a father, like one of their favorite things about it is you really get a second childhood.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's really cool.
And I'm already kind of there. Now my mom's two favorite Christmas movies are White Christmas and It's a Wonderful Life. And so
I love that one too.
I know. And I think I kind of was just flipping through Netflix looking for movies, and at the end of the day, like I think I just chose White Christmas because of the simple nostalgia. This is something that was always on that I never sat down all the way through, and I'm always interested in kind of comedians and entertainers of the day, so I'm very curious to really kind of know who Bing Crosby was and like what was he like. And there was a lot of cool things that he did in that movie that were very interesting. The whole scene where they're talking about getting to their train is very well like Amy and I both picked up on this one scene where they're it's after a musical number and they're getting ready to go to the next town. They're talking about, hey, you gotta meet a nice girl. We need a break from this, and
they're changing.
They're changing. It's very well choreographed. It's a very interesting scene.
And if you watch closely, you can see Bing Crosby in his tidy whities for a split second.
Oh, good to know.
I always look for it.
You like, it's exactly at 14:06.
That's my favorite part. I'm like, and there it is.
And that's why it's a White Christmas after all. I thought that was interesting, and it's always cool to see kind of like, man, they wear their pants high, and yep, that was like one of the most like sticking out there type things in that scene. Don't know why my hand motions were very
grotesque.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I really don't know what that was.
Keep going.
So all that to say, I really loved watching It's White Christmas. It was very.
It's just White Christmas.
Oh, sure.
It's a Wonderful White Christmas.
It's a Wonderful White. Oh, that's a very different Christmas movie. I enjoyed it. I did, even though it wasn't that Christmassy, except for that last little bit at the end. Very enjoyable. I'm going to give this. The only downside was just when you're at home, and we had a rough night getting Ellie down. I think we had like one or two instances on the night that we watched the Star Wars Holiday Special. And I'm sorry, I'm going to kind of scrap the Star Wars Holiday Special. because it's 2 nights. I think at the end of the day, I really like the White Christmas experience that we had. And I was thinking about what's the future going to be like with Ellie. I get to bring her into the world of Christmas. I get to kind of go into the details and depth of Christmas. It's something to look forward to. It's my favorite time of year, my favorite holiday by far. And so I just soaked in it. 10. I loved it.
Wow.
I was debating on whether or not to give it a 9 because of the White Christmas movie, but at the end of the day, watching a holiday movie with your wife, if the baby's sound asleep, nothing better.
I'm wondering what your score would be if, like, Ellie was crying.
It would be way less. But you got to take each day as it comes.
It was perfect. Like, just the way everything lined up was perfect.
Oh, yes. And it's only ever on... We're not talking about the experience. When we rate things, we're not... We talked about this. This is one of our rules for the podcast. It's what we experience within the week. We can't allow past times to influence. So we get... That's part of our thing here. We're rating it as we go.
Yeah, like a standalone event.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
okay.
What did you get for this week?
Well, for mine... like I said, from beginning to end of the day, it was just perfect. Crafting, baking, drinking, eating, sitting. It was a great day. Drinks that were hot were actually hot. Drinks that were cold were iced down. So it was just like, to me, that's a big deal. And I loved my friends for coming over and hanging out with me. I loved the movies that we watched. It's sometimes frustrating when you have to like compromise on what movie you're going to watch next because there's other people in the room.
Someone's like, Inglourious Bastards. And, like,
and I'm like, you are an Inglourious Bastard. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Yeah. No. Okay. So I'm a little bummed that you put a 10.
You mean tushed?
What?
Never mind.
I'm a little bummed that you said 10 because I really wanted to win this. I actually gave it a 9 because I thought 9 was what it was. It was actually because it was a perfect day, really wonderful. Enjoyed every minute of it.
So what's keeping it from a 10?
I think it wasn't 100% perfect. I don't know. I gotta be honest. When you're alone in the world, holidays are kind of sucky, and you gotta like allow for that little bit of truth because it's like, okay, this is so much fun and I'm having so much fun with my girlfriends, but at the end of the day, all these movies are about like family and love, and you're like, okay, I don't have my own family, I have my parents, but like, like you want your own family and like you want to fall in love, not like the way you love your next door neighbor friend, but like the way you fall in love with a husband. And so it's like you've got to allow for that like smidgen of truth that's like, I'm still disappointed I don't have this. So
I get that.
I take away 1 point because I'm being honest. It's the whole point to be honest. So it was a 9. It was as good as it could possibly be, really.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm kind of jealous. I kind of sat out yesterday really kind of wanting to we had chores to do, but I really wanted to just sit down and watch. I mean, just watching 5 movies in a row doesn't get to me. Like, I can do that, no problem. Yeah. So it did sound very enjoyable.
It was fun.
I'm kind of jealous we didn't go earlier.
I know.
But that party was off the hook for,
It was really fun.
We came. That Christmas party, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
We were only there for, 30 minutes, and we had to leave.
Yeah, you were. I was kind of bummed. It was like, hey, Amy, hey, Cameron. Bye, Amy. Bye, Cameron.
That's what a baby will do.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I feel all warm and cheery inside after that. Oh, goodness. Let's just end the podcast.
Okay.
As a whole. Shut it down.
This is it.
So, great. You know what? We both win.
Yeah.
Even though I technically won, we both win this week.
Okay.
Good.
Thanks for your pity.
It's some Christmas pity. So, let's go ahead and jump into good old dumb things this week.
Okay. You go first, man.
Okay, so, wait a second. You go first.
Oh, okay then. I actually have 2 dumb things, and I'm not going to belabor them, but the first one is the song, The 12 Days of Christmas. Mm-hmm. I freaking hate that song.
Yeah.
And I listen to Christmas music on the radio like an old-fashioned person, and I love it. I love listening to radio. Christmas
and you also
music.
drive an Oldsmobile.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I actually do drive a Rogue, which I kind of feel like you're slightly jealous of because of Star Wars.
Did I mention that to you?
No, but I just kind of know you, and I know you're kind of jealous.
You have one Rogue, and it's...
I do. Anyway, I listen to Christmas music, and they randomly will play the 12 Days of Christmas, and I can tell that like the DJs are almost, I can feel their apologetic attitude through the wavelengths. They don't say it, but you can tell they're like, sorry about this, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We have to play it. And I just freaking hate that song. So that's my one dumb thing.
It's very repetitive.
And that's the one, on the first day of Christmas.
It's like we're going to count and then restart counting and restart counting again.
Yeah. And we're going to give all these gifts that nobody wants.
Oh, yeah.
Pipers piping? Like, those are, like, you're giving away people, like slaves? Are we talking?
Oh, my gosh.
Like,
how do we not
is this like medieval times? Like, I give you 12 men to dance for you.
Oh.
It's terrible.
Hear a bunch of caged birds. And
I know. Just a lot of enslaving. Anyway, so that's my first dumb thing. My second dumb thing is I'm kind of directing it at myself and other people, is when people try and sing along to Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Yeah.
Because she is so like, you know how she does?
Right.
And you think you can do it, but you can't do it.
Right.
And I think I can do it. I can't do it. And it sounds horrible, and yet we still try. And I think that's dumb.
So now that you know you can't do it, are you actually going to try again?
Of course I will. Every day it's on, I will try. I know it's dumb.
Right.
And when the passenger in my car is doing it, I'm going to judge them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it too.
You can dish it out, but you can't take it.
Yeah. So those are my dumb things.
Well, I get you there with, some holiday songs are very dumb. Mm-hmm. My dumb thing for this week isn't really Christmas themed, so I feel a little left out because I don't think Christmas is dumb at the end of the day. Christmas is great.
It is great.
Man, people are going to be vomiting hearing this podcast. Like, they're really obsessed with Christmas. I saw something very interesting this week. I don't know if I told you about this. I was driving home. I took a shortcut this week, and there's a pretty fancy street over here in this side of Dallas. Like, we're kind of in a, like I said, not the worst neighborhood in Dallas. Definitely not the worst neighborhood in Dallas. But we're in Junius Heights. It's an okay neighborhood. I love being here. But I went through, on the way home, a ritzier street here in Dallas, and I saw one of the most interesting things going down the street. I went down Swiss Avenue, which has got all these wonderful old 100-plus-year houses that were some of the first houses here in Dallas.
Yeah, mansions.
They're literally, some are literally mansions. Mm-hmm. And I went down this street, and you have a lot of people that are jogging, and there are all these Christmas lights and all this stuff down the street. And I saw the most curious thing pulling up to a stop sign, and my eyes had to do an adjust, and I did the blah, 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 and did that thing where I rubbed my eyes on like what? And because I couldn't make out I knew it was a man, but he was from far away. It was looking like he was scratching his leg, like as if he was a cricket. And I'm like, what is that guy doing? And his heel kept rubbing his like what looked like the top of his leg, and I'm like, that's so
You're
weird.
really creeping me out. What was he doing? It sounds like he was like,
well, it turns out he was playing hacky sack.
Okay, thank goodness. I was like, what is this creep doing on the sidewalk?
He was in the middle. There's a huge median in the middle of the street with these old oak trees, and he was on a stump of one of these oak trees. This old elderly Asian gentleman that had to have been over like 85 years of age. He was.
Dang.
He was. I don't know.
He was agile.
He was very agile, and he was just playing hacky sack by himself, but he wasn't good at it. And he kept
he was
dropping
85.
I probably saw him dropped it 3 times, but
well, you were at one stop sign.
Well, there were other cars coming, and I might have stayed at the stop sign just a little bit too long.
You're like, I want to still see. What's he doing over there?
I thought it was the most interesting thing I've ever seen. So not so much dumb, but interesting.
Okay. Fair.
But that's me this week. Do you want to move into? Actually, this week we decided to jump into. Actually, I'll edit this out. What are you going to say?
I was going to say, normally this is when we have heart times where we answer your questions about love, but no one actually wrote us this week.
Oh, hold on a second. Let me kind of segue into that.
Okay.
So that's it for dumb things. Lauren, we have a news segment, right?
Sort of. No. Kind
Okay.
of. It's like it's making an appearance. It existed once, and we sent it away. Now it's coming back.
Yeah, we're Frankensteining it, bringing it back from the dead.
It's called New Things.
Right, new things.
Yeah. So where we talk about new things that we're trying and new things that we've discovered. So.
Well, I'm going to let you go ahead this week.
Okay.
Because I have to pull up mine here. I had some notes.
Okay.
Go for it.
My new thing is I am no longer taking my cell phone into my bedroom at night.
Whoa.
I know. I am plugging my phone in the kitchen, and then I go into my room. And I don't check it until like an hour after waking up the next
You're
day.
like 10 a.m. the next day.
Yeah, it's
sleep
freaking awesome. I have an old fashioned alarm clock.
Oh yeah,
A clock radio
I remember those.
next to my bed, and it's kind of fun because it's actually one my grandpa gave me when I was like 12, and I still have it, so I use it. And I set my alarm clock like it's 2000, the year 2000, and I literally just am in bed, and when I used to scroll through social media or, like read blogs or whatever, instead of doing that, I actually read a book.
How about that?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I sleep better. I feel less worried about what other people are doing. I feel less inclined to compare.
What are my roommates doing? That's
no,
what you're thinking
not
now
roommates.
instead.
More like people outside the house.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't worry about it. I just plug it out. It's out there. If people text me, I don't get it till the next morning.
Good.
If people call me, like if there's an emergency, oops, I'm asleep. But
Right, and-
it's actually really great.
I think at the end of the day, people should be allowed to call you at night, but there's no need for text at night.
No.
Like, there's no point. Nothing necessary is being texted after 8 p.m. that
No.
you
Well-
need to know. Maybe.
8 p.m. is a little early, Grandpa.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Maybe like 11 p.m.
I don't know. I have no idea why I said that. I go to bed at like 12 every night, which is very dumb when you have a child. But I think that's pretty noble of you.
Thank you.
Good
I'm
for-
enjoying it. I challenge everyone to do it. It's actually like, it's really nice. It kind of quiets your mind.
And that's good. That helps you sleep. I've tried that for a little while. It helps you sleep a little earlier. Mm-hmm. I'm a little lucky in that I don't have that habit as bad as I used to anymore. I think
that's
I've just
good.
gotten too distracted from, I don't know, other things.
By things like your spouse and baby.
Well, there's
So
that.
like you have way more important things going on
Right.
than
I don't
Instagram.
I don't need to be seeing what the ladies are up to out on Instagram. I'm like, I want to go into the other room. What are y'all up to?
And you just go see what those ladies are
And they're
up
like
to.
asleep, and I'm like, I'll join you.
Amy and Ellie, let's nap.
But that's good.
Yeah. What's your new thing?
My new thing for this week is Gilmore Girls,
Oh, yes.
but it's not the new season.
You're starting over?
What is new is the simple fact that I am sitting through this, and I'm not actively making fun of it. I think.
Welcome.
Well, I'll put it this way: I had a hard week this week. There's just a lot of things breaking. There are just things that just fell flat. Like, I don't know. It's just been. It's nothing like traumatic had happened, but things are just misaligned, and there's something to watching Gilmore Girls where everything is so neat and in its place and perfect,
And the town of Stars Hollow is so quaint and adorable.
right. And it's not this town of Gilmore, as I've come to discover. And Rory is like, she can be a little, well, from what I understand with talks with Amy, is Rory's kind of taken a plunge. I'm starting.
Don't ruin it for people.
Oh, I don't. But is this a spoiler type? Are
show
people
has been out for over 10 years.
No, that's like the Han Solo dying in The Force Awakens spoiler. If you don't know that by now, then who cares? Yeah, Rory's a bad girl now. Like, or not bad, but she's off her horse.
We make a lot of allowances for Rory because she's Rory.
Right.
We think it's okay for her to do terrible things because she's Rory, which isn't true.
Yeah,
you do enough terrible things, you're a terrible person. And why do we like you anymore?
I know. Well, why do people like her? Do people honestly still like her?
I never liked Rory that much. I always really liked Lorelai.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Everyone should. If you don't like Lorelai, then you're a serial killer.
I know.
You're inhuman, and not in the good Marvel sense.
There's a good way to be a serial killer.
No, inhuman.
Okay.
Never mind. That's for all my nodes out there. What? Never mind. Amy, I wonder what Amy's expression is on the other side of the blanket.
I can already tell.
She's probably just frustrated with the baby.
So annoyed.
Inhumans, great comic. Anyway,
Oh.
I'll just go ahead and say I like it. I like it. I think it's taken me a while, but I don't think I've confessed this to Amy, is I actually enjoy this. I've enjoyed it this week. I know it's dumb. The side plots are really stupid. Like, no one cares about what event. Like, there's always, I don't even know the characters, but I know there's this old grumpy guy in the city that's always trying to do something and it's not going his way and he's complaining and people kind of write him off. And then there's Luke, and Luke's always got something to complain about. And he's just, you're
Luke.
just like, you're Luke. You're always going to have a problem with something, but at the end of the day, you're enjoyable and somewhat noble. And then, I don't know. I know it's very much about a very white privileged family.
I know that's true,
and it's a little weird. It's like that would not fly this day and age if you were to start that series up again. It's a weird topic, and it's like there's no drama.
There's tons of drama.
There's very mild drama at the end of the day. But why people come to this, I think at the end of the day, is to get a simpler life.
Yeah.
And I listen to, I've been listening to a couple episodes of, there's another podcast out there called The Gilmore Guys. It's a couple guys that talk about every episode of the Gilmore Girls. And they left a post this week that I thought was really kind of, was actually kind of cool seeing it, is that a lot of soldiers in the Iraq War would watch Gilmore Girls simply because it gives a sense of homeliness. And that's what I felt. And I get that that's the draw. At the end of the day,
that's really interesting.
It's very in order. At the end of the day, they always get, especially with Netflix, because you can watch the next episode immediately. Mm-hmm. If anything's a cliffhanger is almost immediately resolved in the next episode. And it's not emotionally taxing at the end of the day.
It's solved, it's wrapped up, and it's like something that started out very traumatizing, like a pregnancy at 16. It's like she solved everything and like has this wonderful life now that she created for herself.
And then, this day and age, what's popular is 16 and pregnant, which is a whole nother thing. And, like, that's just stressful.
We will not get into that.
Oh, man. It's just a good contrast to the reality of the world around us in reality TV shows. But that's my new thing for the week.
I love it. Good new thing.
Well, that's pretty much all I got for you on that. I would say that's about it for this week. If you're a listener out there, and if you're digging our words, I would say, hey, go check us out on iTunes. Leave a review, good or bad.
No, just good.
Okay, like we say. If you have a question for us for our Heart Time segment, you got a question or any question at all, you can write it into us at unhitchedordadtrying@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to follow us on social medias, check me out on Instagram and Twitter at CamCarter2010. And Lauren?
You can find me on Instagram at Neateroni, Neateroni.
Thank you for spelling, as always.
You're welcome. Oh. Hi, Ellie. And you can get me on Twitter at Neatos Tweetos.
Oh, sorry, I'm very distracted. You can really hear my little girl in the back.
Aww.
I'm crying. I'm sorry. I don't know. But Let me pull this up. So like we said, try to leave us a review on iTunes if you want us to. And if you really want us to, what am I saying? If you don't want me to have a stroke, please leave us a review on iTunes.
It's a noble cause.
It will be noble. But the lack of my mental functionality means that we're out of time for this week. And so we'll see you again here.
Tune in for next week to see how Cameron signs off the podcast.
See if I'm still here mentally. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. I just can't end the podcast.
You really can't.
I don't.
You can't.
Episode 9. Wait, that.